I'm Bill Wagaman, staff writer for Ohio Valley Outdoor Magazine and Ohio Valley Outdoor Times. Every summer, shooters from all over the tri-state area travel to this sportsman's club to compete in a fun event limited to military-issued rifles. However, none of these rifles are ARs, AKs, HK416s, or even M1s. What you see are historic military rifles such as Springfields, Mausers, Enfields, Arisakas, and Mosin Nagants, all of which are as-issued bolt-action, open-sight, pre-1950 vintage. If you don't have one of these rifles and wanted to participate, you'd need to purchase a bolt-action military rifle that is over 60 years old. With old military rifles, you really need to know what to inspect. They're almost always sold as is, in other words, buyer beware. I contacted a trusted acquaintance with extensive knowledge and expertise in old military rifles at Mitchell's Mausers. Within a week, I was holding this 1944 Mosin Nagant PU 7.62x54R Soviet sniper rifle. The wooden stock and forearm are nicked and scratched. The bluing is far from ideal. The bolt, receiver, and scope mount have grinding and machining marks. It's a beautiful rifle. Now, this particular rifle was purchased in July of 2012 from a Russian police warehouse. It came into the U.S. through proper channels and was taken to the Mitchell facility in California, where it was inspected as part of their quality control. Since many Russian Mosin rifles are still kept in battle-ready condition, most of these rifles only need to be checked for functionality and safety. If there are any problems, the rifles are given any needed maintenance or repairs. Then, the rifles are stamped with a Mitchell serial number on the receiver per the BTHP guidelines. After reading an excellent article about Mosin sniper rifles, I'm confident that this rifle is the real deal, not one pieced together from parts and sold under the guise of being a sniper rifle. Yes, there are individuals that will do this to an unsuspecting buyer. I'll give you a little background about this rifle. First off, it's pretty hefty. It weighs in at 9.3 pounds just with the scope base. When you attach the scope, the mount, and the lens covers, it's up to 10.5 pounds. The barrel is approximately 28.5 inches long, and the overall length is just under 49 inches. The wood forend covers all but the last 4.5 inches of the barrel. While standard Mosin 9130 rifles have a straight bolt handle, sniper rifles have a bolt handle that is bent downward to allow for cycling of the bolt when the scope is attached. The trigger dangles inside the trigger guard. There is about 1/3 of an inch of travel from the time the trigger mechanism is engaged until the sear releases, and it's far from smooth. The sear breaks right at 6 pounds, and this is an improvement done by the Russian armorers for the sniper rifles. The front sight is a hooded front post with alignment hash marks on the base and the hood and post. A notched rear sight is adjustable for elevation with hash marks from 1 to 20. Even with the scope mounted, the open sights can still be used. The scope base is attached to the left side of the receiver and required the wood stock to be notched out for clearance. The scope mount was attached. The Russian armorers made coarse windage adjustments by filing a scope mount and coarse elevation adjustments by turning 2 adjustment screws on the base to raise or lower the rear of the mount. After these rough adjustments were made, the scope turrets can be used to fine-tune the point of impact. This setup was designed so the scope could be removed and attached with very little, if any, change to the point of impact. The scope that came with this sniper rifle was manufactured in 1942. It's a 3.5 power and does not have a focal ring. The reticle crosshairs are thick. The horizontal crosshairs come off the sides and leave the center open. A vertical crosshair comes up from the bottom with a triangular point at the top. While they may look archaic, the crosshairs were designed to allow a sniper to use them for estimating distances. The elevation dial is adjustable for distances from 0 to 1,300 meters. The windage dial adjustable from +10 to -10. When the turret dials are turned, the crosshairs actually move. Mosin 9130 rifles were mostly produced at the Tula or Izhevsk arsenal. Only the best ones were converted to sniper rifles. These rifles had to be capable of shooting a 10-shot group of no more than 3.5 centimeters at 100 meters with service ammunition. That's about 1.38 inches at 109 yards. Since Mitchell's Mauser recommended non-corrosive ammunition for this review, I used Hornady Vintage Match, Winchester Target, and Wolf polyformats. First, I checked muzzle velocities. All three cartridges shot surprisingly consistent with comparable muzzle velocities. I'll attribute this to the ammunition being made to very specific tolerances by the manufacturers and the long barrel of the sniper rifle. Next, accuracy of the rifle was checked with each cartridge by firing 15 consecutive shots. That's 5 3-shot groups. Due to the poor weather conditions and the unfamiliarity with this rifle and scope, the distance was limited to 50 yards. Hornady was the most accurate. One 3-shot group was a single ragged hole 4/10 of an inch in diameter. Winchester produced the most consistent 3-shot groups. While testing the Wolf ammunition, the thumb screw on the scope mount worked loose, but it still produced a nice 7/10 of an inch group. After tightening the thumb screw, the last group shrank to a 1/2 inch. Projecting this out to 100 meters, this rifle in the right hands is capable of what the Russian armorers intended. When I left the range, I was absolutely impressed with both the rifle and the ammunition. Mitchell's Mausers put together a nice package with the Mosin 9130 PU sniper rifle. Included in the package is a DVD movie called Enemy at the Gates, a book called Notes of a Sniper by Vasily Zaitsev, a display stand, 2 ammo pouches, a sling, tools, an oil can, an owner's manual, and a letter of provenance. This Mosin rifle also comes with Mitchell's Mauser's satisfaction guarantee. For more information, availability, and current pricing, check out their website at www.mausers.org.